Hello, welcome back to Fires and Gaming. My name is Ben, and today we're going to continue on with Ever17. So, last time out, a whole bunch of stuff happened. We managed to figure out the password for Yu's mom's account, but then got locked out by the system. Skimmy and Sarah got into a big fight. We chased Skimmy down, she kind of blew up at us, and then the kid went off on some weird rambles about time travel or something. I don't know, it was kind of confusing. But, yeah, let's go and pick it up where we left off here. I trudged along, looking down. The light reflected cold and hard off the walls and roof. Skimmy's words echoed in my mind. Skimmy said not to trust Takashi, you, and the others. That my lost memory was their fault as well. That their behavior was suspect? But I wonder if that could really be true. I didn't see how it could be. They all seemed trustworthy to me. The type of people you could really depend on. I had only spent a few days with them, but I was sure. Besides, even if she were right, there are lots of things that are inexplicable. If Takashi and the others were scheming something, if they were trying to deceive Tsugumi and me, then it should have been visible in their words and actions. There was no way that normal people could put on an act as elaborate as this. If one or two were trying to lie, it might be possible, but even with my memory impaired, I would still be able to tell if they were all trying to do it. It seemed that you, Sarah, and everyone were reacting naturally, as one might expect in each situation. So it didn't seem possible. It wasn't possible. The most impossible thing to explain was why I caused this accident. Why I lied to Tsugumi and me. There was no reason, and it would have been impossible anyway. I wondered if I were going to die. That was stupid. If that was the case, we would have to be smart to help each other more than ever. The problem is probably with Tsugumi. That was what I thought. Maybe she had some grudge against Takashi and the others from before, or maybe she was imagining everything just being paranoid. Maybe she's trying to make me paranoid about the others and draw us into conflict? Or something else? No, I had to stop this. It was too crazy. If nothing else, this was all just my imagination working overtime, nothing but paranoia. It had to be that the difficulty of the situation was putting incredible mental strain on everyone. I wanted to trust everyone and to be trusted. So I'd continue to treat everyone as I had up until then. That's what I decided. Rather than worrying about who to trust, we needed to worry about how something like this could have happened. If we knew the cause, we might be able to figure out a way out. I remember Tsugumi had said something else. You tried to do the same exact thing that you did before. I wondered about my ability to foresee events. Was I repeating the past? I wonder if I really did travel in time. Finally, I arrived back at the infirmary, but there was no longer anyone there. Huh? Where did everyone go? Maybe they're in the conference room? Hey, Sora? I called out to her through the microphones in the room, but there was no reply. Sora had said that the complex's sensors were not yet functioning everywhere. I figured that I'd just have to go searching myself. I sighed and headed out into the corridor. Oh, that's right. I had an idea. The security office was nearby. I can use the observation monitors there. I might be able to see what's going on. And maybe find out where everyone was. So I made for the security office. When I entered the office, I saw you. She was slouching loosely in a chair. You? What are you doing here? Hey kid, how you doing? You swiveled her neck around and greeted me. She couldn't be bothered to shift her body. Where's everybody else? What happened to Sarah? She's resting in the decompression chamber below the infirmary. You straightened up. She added that Sarah said she wanted to be alone, so I best not bother her. I see. Sora had worked in the control room. She's checking and adjusting the complex. What about Takashi? I don't know what's up with Takashi. You left. You say something about wanting a drink. You might be having a beer or something. A beer, Lemieux? He shrugged as if to say, who knows. What about you? How do things go, Sugumi? Not good. She wouldn't listen. She just took off somewhere. I decided not to say anything about Sugumi's silly suspicions. Well, I guess that's how things stand then. So what are you doing here, you? You can't access database for a while, right? Right, so I'm taking a break. Right now I'm looking at new thing monitors to try and think of a way to escape. I haven't thought of anything yet. You went back to typing on the keyboard. The images on the monitors changed again and again. Takshi appeared in one of them. Hey, that's Takshi. It looks like it. Is that the rest area? Looks like it. I wonder what he's doing. Who knows? Takshi was sitting on a bench. He had a can of beer in his hand. As he said, it looked like he was having a drink. So there really is beer here. Thinking about it, I realized that Takshi knew the kiosk's freezers by heart now. Maybe it's something that an employee or someone had sneaked in. What I didn't understand was why there was one more beer. Or I should say that the can is open and sitting next to Takshi. I'll get flat if he leaves it like that. Of course, there's no one there. He could have also finished it already, but, you know, whatever. Takshi lifted his can in the direction of the can next to him and muttered something. But we couldn't hear what. I wonder if he was drunk. He looked dangerous. Jeez, what is that fool up to? You punched some keys and switched to a less unsightly scene. Okay, time to take a break. You jumped out of her chair and headed for the coffee machine. I want one too. Alright. Where's the sugar and milk? What? You take sugar and milk? You're like a kid with a sweet tooth. I can drink however I want, can't I? Sure, whatever. I think they're in that drawer. I took the sugar pot and milk bottle out of the drawer. Coffee's coffee because it's bitter. You said this as she poured coffee into her cups. Coffee defined with other stuff is like a hamburger made out of chicken. Someday you'll understand, kid. It's your widow milk drink, baby. Oh, shut up. I dribbled a little milk into the cup that she gave me. I went to add sugar, but there's no spoon, so I decided to pour from the sugar pot. You know black coffee's bad for your stomach, right? Yeah, I know that. 100 other things that are bad, but smoking is bad for you and they're still smokers. Besides, when you're tired, sweet things give you a surge of energy. I was in an argumentative mode. But then my hand slipped and sugar went cascading into my cup. Ah, no. There you go. That should give you a surge of energy until tomorrow. Hey, I was thinking... Thinking what? I didn't tell you? It's so boring. You said that, sip your coffee indifferently. What I said is that I can sense the future. I decided to tell you about my theory. I really wanted to hear what you thought. I mean, yesterday in the generator room, the trouble this morning with Takshi, and when I first met Sarah. And that's just deja vu. Deja vu? You've never done something, but you can't shake the feeling that you've seen or done it before.
れは深層心理の中の似たような記憶がそう感じさせるだけで。
But, you know, it's really just when you have some deep memory deep in your mind that makes something feel familiar.
要するにただの錯覚なの。
It's just a kind of hallucination. It's not. This wasn't like that. I think I've experienced the same kind of thing in the past.
結局のところ何が言いたいわけ？
And what's your point? I think that maybe I traveled through time? That's the appropriate response right there. And that I came back here to the past from the future. I think it helps explain my lost memory somehow.
で、その説明っていうのは？
And how does it explain your memory? It's hard to explain, but
君の思考回路は一体どうなってるわけ？
what is going on in that head of yours?
どこをどうひねくり回すとタイムスリップなんて考え方が出てくるのよ。
What kind of twisted up in there to make you come up with some crazy idea about traveling through time?
それとも君、未だに天動説を信じてる派？
Are you one of those people that believe the sun circles around the earth? But right now, this... Okay. You held her palm out at me like a traffic
100
cop.
歩譲って、万歩譲ってタイムスリップしたとしてもよ。
Okay, let's say for argument's sake you did travel through time. So what?
それと記憶を失ったことにどんなつながりがあるっていうの？
What connection could that possibly have to missing memory?
全くもって意味不明だよ。
You make absolutely no sense.
いい？この世にはタイムスリップなんて存在しないの。
See, there is no such thing as time travel.
論理的にも科学的にも不可能なの。
Theoretically and scientifically, it's impossible. I decided to drink my coffee. It's so sweet that maybe I almost want to vomit.
水が高いところから低いところに向かって流れるように、時間は過去から未来へ向かって流れるのよ。
Water flows downhill and time flows forward. It's simple.
川の流れと同じ。
It's like a river.
絶対不可逆なの。
There is no going backward. But... I groaned, but I wasn't giving in without a fight. Are you sure? Water doesn't always flow down, does it?
今度は反重力物質がなんたらかんたらとか言い出すつもり？
Now what? Are you gonna explain it all with some anti-gravity
も
substance?
しくは宇宙空間は真空ではなくエーテルの満ちた空間でとか？
Or something like space is in a vacuum is full of ether? That's not what I mean. It's not like that. What I mean is, I looked around the room. There had to be something. Something to convince you, like... My eyes stopped at the coffee machine. The water in the lower container is boiling, warmed by the flame of the alcohol lamp. That water was pushed by the pressure of the steam through a pipe in the center and percolated into the pot. Now, this is it. Look, water doesn't always flow down, see? You didn't say anything. She simply looked at the gurgling water. Hey, are you listening?
これだ！
That's it! You suddenly stood up shouting. Oh, ow. You bumped my arm and spilled my coffee everywhere. It got on my arm and her coat. Wait, what coat? But you ignored it, handed her cup to me, and went bursting out of the room. She shot out of there like a rocket. I quickly put the cups down and went after her. You was heading to the west. She climbed the emergency corridor and ran down the spiral staircase. When I finally caught up with her, I found myself in a central control room. You and I dashed into the room. There was Sora. She was in front of the console with both hands together. She was quiet, her eyes closed. It was like she was meditating. The LED of computers in the room were responding and flickering. But when Sora noticed our presence, she opened her eyes and smiled.
どうしました？田中さん。少
What
年
is
さ
it?
んも。
Ah! What is it you do?
脱出方法が見つかったのよ。
I thought of a way to escape. You shouted in between
脱
breaths.
出方法？
A way to escape? really? You did?
ね
Well... Are you alright?
大丈夫少し休めば治るから
I'm fine. I'll be fine after I rest. Alright, I don't think she said words there, but it's okay. You put her hand on her chest as she breathed deeply, trying to catch her breath. Then...
ねえソラ私たちがここから脱出できないのはなぜ
Hey, Sora, why can't we escape from here? That's stupid. It's because Lemieux is floating with water.
いいから君は黙ってて
Now, if I'm not asking you, be quiet.
ソラ答えて
Sora, answer me.
少年さんのおっしゃったように例の大浸水が原因です。
It is as Kid said, it's because Lemieux inundated with seawater.
それによって地上エンゼルヌルまで登ることのできる非常階段およびエレベーターは完全に浸水してしまいました。
The waters block passage into Null via the elevator and emergency
イ
stairs.
コール脱出路が閉ざされたということです。
Thus, all avenues of escape have been closed off.
オッケーつまりレミューを満たしている水さえ何とかすれば私たちは脱出できるわけね
Okay then, so you mean if we could get rid of all that water, we could escape?
はい。しかし館内に無事残されているわずかな排水ポンプだけでは排水が間に合わず
Yes, however, with the limited wastewater pumps still functioning, it is
大
impossible.
丈夫よ
Yeah, it's no problem. You stop Sora at that point.
確か地上の浮島には高圧送風機があったはずよね
The floating island has to have a high pressure intake fan, right? A high pressure fan?
館内の気圧を高めるために地上から高圧混合ガスを送り込む装置のこと
The device is sent in a mix of high pressure gas to increase air pressure in the complex.
はい。おっしゃる通りです。
Yes, it is exactly as you say.
だったらその高圧送風機を動かして内部に高圧ガスを送り込むことができれば圧力によって水が排水されるんじゃないの
In that case, why don't we use the high pressure fan to pump in high pressure gas, which will then push out the water?
水の中に沈めたストローに息を吹き込めば中の水はストローから出てくるでしょ
If you blow air into a straw that's in water, the water comes out of the straw, right? Oh, I get it.
理論上は可能です。
Theoretically, it is possible.
でしょだったら
I told you, let's do it.
そして私も最初に検討した手段の一つです。
And it is one of the best methods I considered initially. Huh?
つまり残念ながらそれは不可能なのです。
In other words, unfortunately, it is
ど
impossible.
うして
Why?
送風機はここからでは動かすことができません。
Because we can't activate the fan from here.
エレベーターが動かなくなったのと同じ理由で原因は不明です。
It is the same as with the reason the elevator is out of order. The cause is unclear.
誠に残念なことです。
It is very unfortunate. Yu's shoulders slumped dejectedly. You. I put my hand on his back. She turned and smiled an empty smile.
できそういいアイデアだと思ったんだけどな
Damn, I thought it was a good idea too.
もう一度最初から考え直すとしますか
I guess I'll have to rethink it. But her words sounded empty of the spark she'd shown earlier. Apparently she said two Hans there. Only then did you finally notice the coffee stains. Wait, why is she looking at her hands for coffee stains?
いやー何よこれシミになっちゃう
Yuck, this is gonna stain for sure.
更衣室の隣にランドリーがありますからそこで洗濯をなさってはいかがでしょう。
There is a laundry room next to the changing room. Why don't you wash it there?
幸い服の着替えはあることですし
Fortunately, you have a change of clothes as well.
そうだね
Ah, that's true. Yu took an area of her coat that was stained black and held it to her nose. This is the weirdest smelling sound ever. Yuck, this stinks like sugar. You mean it smells like coffee? That was what I wanted to say, but I just barely held my tongue. It was a new day. Yu said she was going to change clothes and got up to the second floor. Sora went back to work. Sarah, she was probably sleeping in the compression chamber. Takashi was supposedly filthy drunk in the park rest area. Sugumi hadn't come back. I had no idea where she'd gone. Me, I was in the conference room. In the middle of the table is a three-dimensional image of Lemieux. I was staring at it, trying to come up with escape plans. At that point, I hadn't even hit upon a single one. Any plan would fall apart before I even got it fully developed because of my limited knowledge, but I didn't intend to give up. I thought if I could just find a starting point, I wanted to get back at Yu somehow. The door opened and somebody came in. Looking back, I saw that it was Yu. She changed into a work uniform. Oh, so this is where you are. I was looking for you. The ribbon on her outfit shook rhythmically as she walked toward me. Are your clothes dry? Oh, the dryer's broken. It's clothes to do for a while anyway. Hey, what are you doing with that new hologram? Just looking. You weren't trying to think of a way out, are you? Well, I mean, all I've got is time on my hands. I lied to her. Embarrassed, I couldn't tell her the truth. Enough about that. Aren't you going to sleep? I drink too much coffee, so I can't sleep. Besides, there are lots of things I want to think about. How about that? Same here. What, the coffee or the thinking? Both. Wow, that's weird. You laughed dryly, she said that. Hey, how about keeping me company? Are you going somewhere? Yeah, well, in order to think, you gotta be in the right place to put you in the mood. Someplace in mind? Yeah, a place connected with the third eye. The third eye. When the third eye opens, true wisdom is apparent and all becomes visible. The power of ancients, ultimate knowledge, proof of a transcendental state beyond that of normal people. The place that you led me was... I guess it makes sense. Shall we go in? You walked toward a stone gate which rose out of a dimly lit dome. Can I ask you a question before we go in? Huh? Sure. Why do the Lemurian ruins have something to do with the third eye? Oh, that! Yeah, I lied. What? To tell you the truth, they're not related. That was like 2 words. That's apparently this whole sentence. And there's no meaning to that or connection at all. I just thought if I stood there, you'd come along with me. Thinking about things all by myself doesn't really suit me. I need someone else around. Are you mad? No, not really. I was just thinking that you don't seem to be the type governed by random illogical thoughts. Really? Yeah. But actually, there might be a connection. You turn to gaze to the ruins. told you about how my mom's doing her research while pretending to study the Marian continent, right?
そのお母さんにとって第三視点とレムリアとの関連性はなくてはならない存在だったの。
Seems like she's completely hooked on researching the third eye.
なんでかわかる？
Do you know why? Because she's conducting research in the name of Lemuria?
そう。だからお母さんは話をでっち上げることにしたの。
Yeah, so my mom wanted to study the third eye, pretended there's a connection with Lemuria, and wrote about it. And one theory has it that the people of Lemuria were giant apes that were 12 feet tall. They had walnut-colored skin, there were no differences between males and females, they laid eggs and communicated via telepathy. And had a third eye in the back of their heads. Telepathy in the third eye, this is something to do with the third perspective. Drawing on the idea that our vertebrate predecessors had 3 eyes. So the ancients, especially the Lemurians, may well have been races that mastered the use of this power. Based on the facts discovered, I
第
conclude
三視点のルーツはレムリアにあると。
that the origin of the third eye is Lemuria.
ともらしい論文まで書いてね。
She even wrote trumped-up papers on the
本当
topic,
は何にも関係なんてないのに。
even though they really are totally unrelated. I wish you'd tell me more about the third eye.
ごめん。それはまた今度。
Sorry, I'll tell you some other time.
今そういう話をする気分じゃないから。
I don't really feel like going into it now. Cool. Alright, well, honestly, that feels like as good a place as any to call for today. So, as always, thank you all very much for watching. I hope to see you next time.